Hello everyone, welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. I'm SimonOuma and I'm here with Minnevolved.
Heyo! We are doing an intro for the first time in the middle of a trial.
Yes, we are in the middle of trial.
We have realized just how convoluted this mess is with Sakura. So, like apparently not only was Hiro lying, but Toko was lying, and now there's like a whole thing where they both attacked her at different points, and it's all weird, and let's figure out what happened. I already forget what we were talking about. I'm sure we'll be told. Hang on. That has to be it. The evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. Ooh, I know what that is. We were talking about where she died. It's this. It's the blood. The blood stain right here. Let's do it. We got this.
Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
I'm smart.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right?
That's a lot of blood.
It is.
All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I can move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
Yeah, it's definitely too soon for that.
The biggest mystery of all,
Definitely.
the locked room, still has yet to be explained.
Yeah.
Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy.
I think I'm starting to understand the locked room bit, though.
Oh, good.
And I'm...
So she just
We'll
hid in
get
there
to it,
till
but...
everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
That is not what happened.
No, I don't think that's possible.
I think I have an idea of what happened there, but let's see. The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker is because the locker was too small. It was... I was in the locker. Or I saw it for myself. I mean, I guess it would... Well, because she was already in the locker, so it wasn't too small.
That's right. And we know Makoto wasn't in there.
Yeah. So I guess it was this.
Yes.
It's such a weird way to... Okay, that's fine.
It is, yeah.
Even
I feel like
before we opened
the wording on things is throwing me off.
Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open.
Yeah.
So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
There is.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Right. Could we really be missing something so important? Yes, actually. If there's another possible explanation, maybe it's... Alright, here we go. Make your arguments. Yellow powder, Monokuma file, Aui's account. I could actually read those this time.
Yay.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause.
Not true.
What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on
That was the
blaming
statement,
me,
wasn't
huh?
it?
Probably. I believe so.
Oh yeah, it would have had to be. There's no one out. There's nothing else. If there's one place I might find a clue, it would have to be written in there.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide
Wait,
Jill's
written
attack,
in there?
then
Yeah.
what was it?
We need a different statement. There you go.
There's no other possible cause. What killed
And a different
Sakura?
bullet.
I can't think
Yeah,
of
you got it.
anything other than the shot to
No,
I was thinking ahead. That's why.
Yeah.
A little too far
That
ahead.
happens.
I am playing accidental 4D
According
chess.
to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood.
It's when you do it by accident and don't think about it. So it's like, is it really 4D chess at that point?
I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of
The
death.
world may never know.
In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
Not really, no.
If that's all it was,
From
the file
behind?
wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But
Yeah,
if
fair.
there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
There it is.
Poisoned?
Yep.
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
And I believe that you are
You're
correct.
making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
It
Is it
unfortunately
really
is.
so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
Yaki's gonna help.
Explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the guy, but he's got good info. When he doesn't want to be a complete douchebag.
But you're the
Well, he doesn't want to die.
The
Also
key
that.
to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Correct.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Okay. The bottle of poison Byakuya just showed us? I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf as all the supplements, I'm positive. Yeah, it was in Section A.
Yeah.
It was meant to be in C.
The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
It got moved there.
You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and... Bruh.
Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing. All we could do was stand there and watch. Sir, maybe you should put that down, actually? I don't like you, but that doesn't mean you should die. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
That wasn't poison.
What are you
No, it
talking
was
about?
not, or he'd be dead.
I'm talking about the protein.
It
of
wouldn't have
course.
acted immediately, but...
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and... Oh. Damn it. Let's see. She touched her finger to her tongue. Okay, so she took some of the powder out.
Yeah.
Got it.
This is...
Sometimes the
it's
toggle
protein
for the
powder.
auto text does not respond, and it's really annoying.
I see.
This is... Okay, yeah. I can... There we go.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Huh. The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder. Which would mean that, conversely, the the poison must have been in... Could it be... Well... Alright, what are we looking for? Poison, so... Hold
Protein
on.
drink.
I see. Here, oh, that's a T we need. Alright, Oops. I can spell. Dang it. We need an N. And then a D. R, and then an I. Where's the I? Come on. Come on. There we go. And then another N. There it is.
Now I understand.
Spelling is hard.
The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
That's concerning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
Yeah, that's
All
fucked
they had
up.
to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Right. Something at the scene. Monokuma bottle, a cup filled with water, or a protein drink. I'm guessing it would have been the protein drink, yeah?
Yeah, they kind of just hand that to you.
Yeah.
I got it!
Because it's like, I mean, what else would it have
You're
been,
saying
really?
they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Let's see now. Dang it.
The evidence what showed who switched them, basically.
Gotcha. So if...
Must be what we found in front of the shelf.
Yeah. This is for later, but is not unrelated. Would it have been the footprints, or would it have been
I would say the
the
footprints.
source of the powder, or the...
I would say the footprints. We want the evidence that showed who swapped it.
Fair enough.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind.
Quite a few of them, in fact.
And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
Sir?
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
Oh.
If you're all gonna find out anyway,
Wait.
I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
No, I don't believe you.
Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it.
No.
I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected.
No, that's wrong.
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it.
That's gotta be wrong.
And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Let's see. Sneakers, huh? The only people wearing sneakers here are... Makoto and Leon? Okay. Makoto and Byakuya. Makoto and Hina.
This is why Byakuya asked to see Makoto's feet.
Gotcha.
Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours?
No!
Okay, then let me see your shoes, and I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
Something's still not adding up, though.
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her.
I don't
She
know,
deceived
man.
the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill
Nah.
her. That's what you thought, right?
Even if she went to get it,
That's when you switched out the protein
I
powder,
don't think she-
and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you?
okay, I'm glad that I'm agreeing with Kyoko.
You still
Yep.
don't get it, do you?
I feel like
The
I'm
game
going
you're
in the
playing
right
here
way
isn't
if
so
I'm
kind.
agreeing with Kyoko.
Honey,
Yes.
words like friendship don't
Hina did
matter.
leave the footprints.
What matters is
Right, but
outwitting the opponent.
I still
defeating
don't think
them.
that she killed her, you know?
Not a person alone
Certainly-
would
certainly not
sacrifice
intentionally.
themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
I mean, kinda, but
No,
like...
it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring
Nah,
the fact
Hina
that I
didn't.
don't wanna
Hina didn't
believe
do
it,
the locked room thing either.
just doesn't fit.
She didn't do it.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
Nah.
You didn't notice?
Nah.
Yeah, that's just how it was.
Hina, you're making
What
shit
can I
up right
do?
now.
Yeah.
You're
Listen,
100,
Hina,
like,
could you go into a bit more detail?
100% making shit up.
Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
No.
There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go
There
ahead,
is one
Hina.
possibility.
Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I
That's
have
not
that
how
correct?
Yeah.
But if that's true, I'm thinking about the picture, right?
Yep.
With the footprints on it. Like, if there would have been more footprints in different directions, I feel like.
That's
If
right.
that's... They came in, she came in, grabbed a thing, and then immediately left.
Yep.
Okay. Isn't that a little strange? Yeah,
Can you
see, they're
repeat
pointing
that
it out
series of
exactly.
events one more time.
They are.
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
I'm Big Mac.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
That completely derailed my train of thought. How long? Until we figure it out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Footprints. Okay.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A. And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
Okay. In the chem lab, where were the footprints and what direction were they facing? Okay. These facts clearly contradict what Hina just told us. Right, okay,
First
so
I
I have
went
the
to
right
Section C.
one.
That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you
First I
spilled
went
some
to
of the
the-
powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from
Then...
Section C to Section A.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah!
Yeah.
You said you went to get the poison from Section
I'll take
C.
it.
And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah?
I love it when my
What
brain
about it?
works.
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A.
True.
That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No.
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just nervous. So I didn't notice I'd left a footprint. And if that was the case, she wouldn't have done anything intentionally to hide them.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
She's lying.
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple.
We have
If
3
you look at
liars
the
now.
footprints, your
We do.
movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the
Byakuya
only
is
problem with her
frazzled.
account.
He is. He didn't see this coming.
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence?
Oh.
Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Huh.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this. It
Oh.
had sunk to the bottom of the
A piece
bottle,
of glass.
and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I
How did
couldn't
he
have
not
solved the mystery without
end
you.
up finding that piece of
So,
glass?
Thank you for that.
How did he not end up drinking that?
Yeah, right?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
Yes, you.
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
I love how Makoto is surprised. Like, bro, you're the protagonist. You do all the work.
Yeah. They make you do everything.
The shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. I think I remember now. I broke something the same shade of blue. Oh! He did, that's true. It was the rec room window.
It was.
I got it!
And how could that bottle have glass from the window in it?
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
Huh. Interesting.
Window?
The window we
It would have
broke to
already
get
been
in
in.
was light
That
blue,
was the bottle
just
at
like
the.
that. So I
Okay.
think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
Like it would have had to have been in the room.
That's right.
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was the bottle of poison? Or where was it? The bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window. According to what Hina told us, well, according to what she said, it would have been in section C.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was really in the rec room, clearly. So we say section C here, yeah?
I believe so.
I guess we'll figure it out. Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Hina says she put the bottle of poison in section C
Oh, we want section A.
of the cell. Okay.
shoot,
I'm getting details slightly
what's
confused.
strange is that,
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. There we go.
God,
We're good.
the bottle of poison was left
I
on
had
the
the right
shelf in
idea.
the chem lab.
Yeah.
That is what you said.
That's a half victory
right,
for
Hina?
me.
And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
Yep.
In reality, That bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room.
Yep.
It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room
I
was
appreciate
unlocked?
seeing Byakuya frazzled right now.
We already
Yeah, it's
know
pretty
she
funny.
was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
I feel like that would have been easy to do.
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
Because you didn't look hard enough.
Yeah.
That's it, you know? The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened. Okay. Ooh, intense music. Let's see. The source of the powder. Okay.
When it
Alright.
comes to that protein can,
Empty protein.
there's not a
drink.
doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
Oh, okay. Let's see. When the locked room was unlocked, in other words, when I broke the window. If I concentrate on that,
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
Here's
So
a
you're
hint. We
saying
found glass under the
Someone
protein
planted it
can.
there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible.
I don't know that that
It had to
helps
have been in there the
me.
whole time.
Okay,
If-
you
if so,
probably
I'm
want
not
the
sure.
protein
It
drink.
was in there before
Okay.
the rec room was unlocked.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, okay. No, I think it's
When
slowly
it comes
clicking.
to that protein
Okay,
can,
sorry. We're
There's
getting
not a
there. We're
doubt
getting
in
there.
my mind.
I'm just gonna let this play.
until the locked
There.
room was unlocked, it absolutely
Uh-huh.
was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time.
I just love seeing him freak out.
It had to be.
It was
Yeah.
in there before?
No, that's wrong.
We got there. We got there in the end. I'll take it.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I actually forgot that we
see.
ran into that detail
So that's your explanation.
completely.
Yeah, that's why I
Kyoko,
said it.
Earlier, when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over
So I
it,
remember a good bit of things,
If
but
that
not
were the
everything
case,
apparently.
That would explain the
That's
can
fair.
being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
I see.
if that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was
So she
tricked into
dipped
drinking it
in,
because of the
put the
protein
bottle
can.
back, and then left. After
No.
swapping them.
That's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already! Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it
No,
and gave it to
no, it
Ogre.
wasn't.
What do you think, Makoto?
I'm willing to believe that Hina put it back, but she didn't go get it in the first place.
Yeah, that's a good assumption.
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room. And if my train of thought is correct, it would have been Sakura herself.
I got it!
Yep, looks that way.
I think it was Sakura herself.
Byakuya did not account for suicide.
He did not.
And I... Fucking A. Of all the ways for Sakura to go, man.
I know.
Of all the ways for anyone to go, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Huh? So
Fuck.
Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
Uh-huh.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Let's see. No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. Oh boy. Alright, we're getting a lot of these this time around.
Yeah, 3 of these in one trial.
Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! I hate you!
Okay. Come on.
You're a liar! What are you insane! Wrong! You're wrong!
And the final
Do
statement
you have any
is...
kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
There's only one.
This should prove it.
I'm sorry, girl.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
Yeah,
It did.
yeah, it did.
The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her
She's the one that
right?
spilled it.
Yeah.
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing,
Right, so only a little bit got on her foot.
which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
Now that makes sense.
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
You didn't, though.
You didn't kill her.
You didn't do shit to her. The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison. The unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it.
Here we go. We gotta call it out.
Oh boy. Where you at? Huh.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I don't like the chills. I have
can't believe
chills.
it either.
I know.
I
I
have the.
don't want to believe it. But when you really
This
think
case
about
is
it,
something.
everything
Yeah.
matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
She was the one that locked it.
Yeah.
Sakura wanted to create the locked room. Yeah.
I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath.
Jeez.
And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything. and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
Right. I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. She wasn't just
You
going to
said
grab
you were
the
going
others.
to go get everyone else.
That's right.
She took her opportunity right then.
But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking
Right.
about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room,
Dang it.
I got everyone.
I'm glad you can read that faster than I can.
You're welcome.
Ugh, ogre!
Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed? I see.
while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
I don't know about that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to
Because I feel like
undermine the
she's never really been
investigation.
keen on checking out dead bodies.
As long as you could disguise
Like,
the
yeah, that
truth,
was her friend,
you
but
didn't care if
I
we
don't know.
blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! 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 I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Yikes, dude.
Alright, let me
Oh,
find the
boy.
answers to that.
Yeah, okay. I'll see what I can look through, but I feel like I am definitely gonna need your help with this one. Okay, Sakura wanted to talk to Hiro, Toko, and one other person. Hiro, Toko, and I forget already.
Byakuya. If you can find a panel of him while I'm looking for the answers.
I do see a panel of him. Wait, how do I go through these again? Okay, yeah. I don't know if that's the one I want, but we'll figure it out. I'm gonna run out of time, I have no doubt. Toko got to the rec room early and hid somewhere. Okay, I know where that is. Or not.
Okay, got it. I think your Byakuya one is correct.
Cool. I'm looking for... There she is, in the locker. Alright, alright. Skips a whole lot, holy crap. What was in the Monokuma bottle that Hiro hit Sakura with? Alright. We are looking at... it wouldn't have been...
It
would have to
might
be-
have had it to the...
It would have had to be this one. This is the only one.
Let's see, what do you have there? Can't even see where you put it.
It's right in the middle.
Oh, nope, not that.
Not that, but that's the only
Nope.
one.
You want the one that's a knight.
Is that not the knight?
That's not what I have here. I think it's to the right. It's the queen. Yeah, the right, on the right there. I think you're on it now.
Oh, because I thought... Alright. Sure, I guess. What did Hiro do to try to cover up the murder he thought he'd committed? That was the magazine. So that would be right here. I have no idea how much time we have, but it's fine. At that point, Toko, who was in the locker... Let's see. That's her coming out of the locker, I feel like.
Yeah.
There we go. She came out of the locker, hid the magazine. What did she do with the magazine that had the dying message written in it? I think it's this one.
Yeah, you're right on it.
Very cool, very cool. This is working out better than I thought. What was in the Monokuma bottle that Genocide Jack hit Sakura with? That's the other one, okay.
That's the queen. No, you passed it.
Wait, I did? Oh, right here.
Nope, not that one.
What?
Keep going.
What do you mean?
It's the brighter one to the right. Yeah, that one.
Okay. Huh. Alright, whatever. What actually killed Sakura? What really killed Sakura came from the chem lab. Is it?
Yeah, you were on it.
Okay. Yeah, because she drank from that. And then a little bit later, we get to this one. There was something on the floor near Sakura's body, which someone grabbed. Someone grabbed. That would be, I believe, this.
I don't think it's that.
I mean, it's showing her putting it in her pocket, so... Oh, maybe that.
Yes. That one.
And then we get... What
No,
was
it's the other one you had.
that they switched with? Okay. Listen.
And we're done.
Oh, we actually did it. Okay. How do
The
I...
killer is
There we
you.
go. Very cool. I did
This
not
case
expect to get that
began when
done.
Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room.
Yep.
Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
Oh no, you picked the wrong Toko.
Wait, there was. Oh, I gotta. Alright. That's unfortunate. Let me, Okay. Do I just have to switch?
Yeah, just switch that one with, where is it?
So that's the one I used. Wait, so, hold on. Is it... Huh? Oh, that one's still up in the thing. Understood. Okay. I think I got it. I think I got it. So I thought that...
The one you just moved was the one you were looking for, I think.
Yeah, because I put it in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did I still put them in the wrong spot?
I think so. I closed the file, so let me find it again.
Alright.
Yeah, that one should go there.
Yeah,
Should be fine
and
now.
then the other one.
The
Alright,
killer is
we're trying this again.
you! But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro.
Now, if I didn't screw up, we should be able to see the rest of this sequence.
When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear...
Yeah, that's when she creeped out and...
She jumped
Yeah,
out of the
looks like
locker
we're good
and
now.
hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others.
Alrighty.
But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted.
Yep. Man, this really
This
is
caused
just
her
like the most
personality to
convoluted
switch back
thing.
over to Genocide Jack.
It really is.
When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence.
She went for a good old smack.
She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon.
So they both injured her, but they didn't
even after
kill
those
her.
2 blows, she was still
Yeah.
alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground.
I can already see that the later ones are gonna get so long.
Yeah,
And
well,
when nobody was looking,
the next one is
replaced it
short.
with an empty
No, but I
protein
mean,
can.
like, you know, by the
They
end,
did all
like by the
this
time we get to the
specifically
end
to
of the
place
game,
all the
like this
suspicion
is
on
gonna be like
themselves.
insanely long.
Oh yeah.
in an
'Cause it already
attempt to
kinda
guide
is,
the trial
honestly.
to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort
It's definitely one of the longer ones.
Yeah.
was you, Hina.
There it
That's the
is.
full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
Shouldn't want to accept it.
What happened? But
I mean, I wouldn't
Makoto,
either.
How did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case.
We got him.
See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
You have no friends, that's why you couldn't understand it.
Oh, we got a B. We got one B.
We did.
That's still a pretty good
Yeah.
score, though. I'm not complaining.
Oh yeah, we did good.
I'm not complaining. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Also, holy fuck, with Sakura, though.
I know.
Jeez. We are gonna have to call it in just a second,
I was
though.
gonna say, we should
It's-
probably stop it here.
Yeah. So...
This next bit's gonna get long, so...
That is true. I do kind of want to get off of this screen, though.
There.
Okay.
Let me-
I think
there we
we
go.
can all agree you made your point.
We're gonna let Monokuma say his shit next time, y'all.
Yeah, he can wait.
We've gone on for a long time. So we hope you enjoy the longer episodes. I did not
Yeah, this was a
expect
trial. Oh.
I did not expect to actually do it all today, if I'm being honest, but I'll take it. Y'all, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did recording it and stuff. I know we didn't say a whole lot during this trial, but you know,
We were, processing all this stuff going on.
that, and sometimes I feel like it's best to just kind of let the game speak for itself for a little bit,
Yeah, that too.
you know? So, there is that. But y'all, next time we're gonna get into the aftermath of this, because we do still need to sort out some motivations here and stuff.
We do, yeah.
All of that. But you know what? Until then, y'all, I suppose we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Peace.
Bye.